Good afternoon, guys, and welcome back to another video here from Mexico. Today we are in the town of San Cristobal De Las Casas in the province of Chiapas, and this place apparently has some really good food too, so we're gonna go on a food tour. But today's food tour is gonna be a little bit different. We have a budget. We are going to try and do a $10 food challenge and see how much food we can get for 10 bucks here in San Cristobal. Now 10 bucks is roughly about 200 pesos, so our budget is 200 pesos. We're not going to spend more than 200 pesos, and we're going to see what we can get for that price. Hopefully it's going to be a lot of food, but we're going to go see what we can get. First stop of the day, and we're keeping it budget friendly. We've actually come to the municipal market here, but turns out like everything's closed and it's only like 5-6 p.m. which is pretty surprising, but this place is open. This is Cocina Flores, and they have a lot of different things. They have stews, tacos, quesadillas, everything. I decided to go for a pork stew because I've had good experiences with pork stews here in Mexico, but this sauce looks absolutely amazing as well. And obviously we're keeping it affordable. This price right here, 45 pesos, so we've still got a budget of 155 pesos. Should be enough to continue eating throughout the day. I'm just gonna first go ahead and try out the rice, which you can see is this beautiful sort of orange color. It's got carrots, it's got like potatoes. I'm very excited to try out the rice. Let's go ahead and try this out. Ooh. Yeah, you can taste that sort of carroty flavor. It's actually a little bit dry, but it's not like you can taste each individual grain of rice. It has flavor, it's nice, absolutely love it. All right, we gotta go in for the sauce. That's what I'm really excited for. Let's try this out. Oh, was not expecting that. It's kind of like a sweet but spicy mole sauce. It's not very like deep, rich in flavor. It's more of like a mole, like a sweet sauce. I was not expecting sweetness. But let's go ahead and cut. Oh my god, that pork just tore apart. I barely put any effort. I'm using a spoon. I don't even have a knife, and that pork just melted on my spoon. This is incredible. All right, we're gonna put some sauce on the pork. This is gonna be exciting. Let's go ahead and try this out. Oh, that pork. You don't even need to chew that. That is literally the most tender piece of pork I've ever had. That's amazing. That's actually more tender than the pork stew I had in San Luis Potosí, which I rave about because that's amazing. But what we've got to do is we're going to get some of the tortillas, which they have freshly made here. I'm going to put some of the pork on there, get some sauce on there, put some of the salad. We'll put some salad just to make it a little bit healthy. And of course, we're gonna pour some lime on top just to give it that little bit of acidity. This is going to be amazing. Let's go ahead and try this out. That's it. One of the most perfect bites you can get here in San Cristobal. There's no doubt about it. This pork, the pork, it's just so, it's like the softest pork ever. It just completely breaks apart and just melts in my mouth. Yeah, that's good. You know that that pork has been cooking for a very long time. It doesn't have a very deep flavor, but it's got like a sweeter, nicer, sort of lighter flavor to it. And that is what, you know, this part of Mexico is famous for. So really good. Like I said, it kind of actually tastes like a mole, so a little bit not what I was expecting. All right, let's go ahead, finish this up, and I'll see you guys at the next stop.
Sí, dame un tamal. ¿Para comer aquí? Sí, para comer aquí. Gracias.
Alright, well, next stop we've come to a place. It's just a little local stall selling tamales right here, and they're selling it for 10 pesos for one. This is the cheapest tamale I've had in all of Mexico. But he only had chicken left, so we are going to try out the chicken. I mean, these look like, you know, like a peanut. They're kind of like smaller, but they're chubbier, so it's a different type of tamale from what I've had. Let's go ahead and try out our first tamale in Chiapas. That's what I love about tamales. It's got that like slow cooked flavor. It's actually, what I love about this one is actually a little bit toasted on the outside. You can see it's got a little bit of color. Usually when you get a tamale, it's steamed, so there's not really that much like sort of toasty flavor. I don't know what they did here, but it's interesting. The salsa is nice and spicy, which I love. The chicken, I actually didn't get a piece of chicken, so let's go see if I can actually find a piece of chicken and try this out. Yeah, the chicken doesn't have like any like salsa or mole on it, so it's just some nice plain chicken, but obviously you put the salsa to give it that bit of spice, and that's what I absolutely love. But for me, for this tamale specifically, it's the outside toasty flavor that's really interesting. I've never had one where it's like so toasty on the outside. It's not crispy, but you can taste the flavor of the toastiness, which I absolutely love about this stall here. So if you're here, come and try it out. It's right here, right next to the market. You can get a tamale. It's 10 pesos. It's so affordable. But obviously, you gotta put that salsa to give it that bit of flavor, because if you don't, the chicken is just kind of it on its own. So you gotta put a little bit of flavor on it. Alright, next up we've come to a place, it doesn't actually have a name, it's kind of just like a street cart, just like right here. And they're famous for their tacos and their beef consomme, or their soup. And literally everybody here is eating their barbecue beef soup, which just looks absolutely incredible. And it just comes in this like tiny little bowl. You get tortillas on the side, but you can just see him chopping up the meat earlier, and then you've got like a big cauldron of soup which is just cooking. It's absolutely incredible the way he makes it. The tacos here look absolutely amazing as well, but we're not gonna get those today. I think we're gonna get some other things later. So let's just go ahead first and try out the soup, which, by the way, I mean, just look at that flavor. Just look at the amount of ingredients in that soup. That's amazing to me. All right, time for us to go ahead and try out the soup. Oh, whoa. All right, so many things going on in that soup. First off, the beef fat layer. It's like so beefy. It's literally like a Vietnamese pho broth. That is absolutely incredible. Then you've got a little bit of freshness from the vegetables. You've got some cilantro, some onions. That gives it a little bit of like a fresh vegetable flavor to it, which I absolutely love. But that beef, the depth of that beef flavor, that is so good. It's incredible. It's actually a little bit spicy. You can actually tell when you pick up the broth, there's like a little bit of like chili flakes or something. Absolutely delicious. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get a tortilla. I'm gonna dip it inside, really get that soup broth. I love this soup broth. It's just absolutely incredible. Now let's go ahead and try it out. Yeah, I think I need to soak it in a little bit longer, but it's got the flavor. It's got the overall gist of that beefy flavor. I mean, when you walk by the stall, you can smell the beefiness. It just smells like pho. It just smells like Vietnamese pho. All right, it's soaked in a little bit longer. Let's go ahead and try this out. The main thing you come here for is that beefy flavor. If you love beefy umami flavor, and this is amazing for you. Obviously, you need to remember to squeeze some lemon, give it just that little hint of acidity. But everything together, that's perfect. There's no better way, especially on a rainy, cold day here in San Cristobal, to have some warm beef soup. Amazing. One thing I have not yet tried is the actual beef meat itself. And I think they have like a lot of things. I think they have some organ meat in here, maybe some tendon. I don't know what sort of meat's in here, but let's go ahead and just try it out. That's like some organy, irony thing going on. It's good. It's soft. It's tender. You don't actually really taste that irony flavor in, because it's just, the thing is just so beefy. It's like beef times 5,000. This is basically the name of this soup, because the beef flavor is just so intense. So if you're looking for a nice warm beef soup, this is the place right here in San Cristobal. We're right on the main road. Absolutely incredible spot to get some warm beef soup. Wow, that was easily one of the best beef soups I've ever had. Just absolutely delicious, that beefy flavor. I mean, that price was a little bit pricey. It was about 55 pesos, which is that tiny little bowl, but it does come with tortillas, so yeah, it's okay. But that brings our total price currently to 100 pesos. We've got another 100 pesos to spend. let's go see what else we can eat. Next stop of the day, we've come to a little street food stand right there, and he's selling these things called Marquesitas, which are only unique here to southern Mexico. It's a type of dessert. It's kind of like a crepe, but it's not exactly the same. Now this one is not exactly the best one I've had. It's kind of like it's falling apart. I'm gonna take a quick bite before it completely breaks apart. But basically, it becomes this kind of like crepe waffle thing, super crispy. Now, this costs about 40 pesos. So, if you have one ingredient, it's 25 pesos, and if you have 4 ingredients, you go to 40 pesos. Now, what I got was banana, cajeta, lechera, and nuts. So, that's bananas with some sort of the chocolatey caramel cajeta, and of course, some condensed milk. Let's go ahead and try this out. The thing about this is that it's super crispy. It's really brittle. Like, it literally just shatters when you bite into it, which makes it a pretty messy thing to eat. But the flavors are incredible. I mean, you can't really mess it up when you have cajeta and lechera together. I love those two combinations together. But the thing is, it's just so crispy. It's like a little cracker. So every time you bite into it, it just completely breaks apart. Somebody's literally flying a drone. I cannot believe it, right here in the middle of San Cristobal. But it's a really good, it's a good snack. I would say it's not bad. It's a little kid making it, so he probably is not the best one to try it from. But if you see a stall, I mean, these are all over San Cristobal, these little stalls, sort of making these things. And the way they make it is really unique too. They have like a pancake making thing, and they flip it around. It's really unique to southern Mexico, and if you're here in San Cristobal, definitely gotta try it out. Alright, final food of the day. We've come to the center here, and we've gotten something known as a crema pastelera. From what I understand, it's like a sort of cream pastry with bread around it. It costs 10 pesos. That actually brings our cost up to 150 pesos. But I'm like absolutely full, so we're not gonna spend all 10 bucks today, which is insane. But we spent like 7.5, 8 bucks, so that's close enough, close enough. Alright, let's go ahead and give this a try. So I thought that cream was like pretty solid. I thought it would be like a custard, but no, that cream is super liquidy. It kind of like almost squirts out at you when you bite in. The dough is actually pretty thick. Not a huge fan of the dough. The custard's nice. It's got a little bit of like a sourness, I think, from a lemon, but there's nothing special about it. I wouldn't say it's like the most amazing thing I've ever tried. But it's interesting. It's interesting. I would much prefer to get a Marquesita. So if you can, go get 2 Marquesitas instead of trying to get this one, because it's Alright, anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. It's not a very long video, but it's an interesting video to see how much 10 bucks can get you. And as you can see, we didn't even spend 10 bucks, and we ate a lot of food. So anyways, I'm gonna end this video here in San Cristobal De Las Casas. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, please definitely give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more food and travel videos. This is not really that good, so I'm just gonna eat a little bit and I'm gonna throw it away. But I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye guys.